Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll be going through the brief history of Kalibas, the sightless judge. Now, unfortunately though, we don't know much about Kalibas. Therefore, I decided to make my own backstory, and I'll be presenting it in a codex entry form. Now, I've done two videos in the past where I've created my own codex entry, one for the mecha zombies that don't have a codex entry at all. The other one was for the gladiator boss fight, whose codex is very underwhelming. So I would highly suggest you check out both of those videos. I've put the links in the description and the pinned comment. So without further delay, let's begin. So who is Kalibas? Well, in just a brief description, Kalibas is some sort of demonic entity that resides within the facility of Necrovol. Now, Necrovol is the facility where mortals are taken to and then tortured for their souls. After their souls have been taken, the facility then produces Argent energy with the help of Maker technology, and all of that Argent is then sent to the realm of Urdak. Now, Kalibas sits within the bowels of the facility, and mortals are then brought to him in cages. Kalibas determines which one of these mortals have enough strength left to withstand the torture within the facility. The ones that are unfit are then thrown into the blood swamps, which is where they will undergo the demonification process over a long period of time. And that's pretty much a very brief history. Now, with the brief history out of the way, I'm now going to go through the codex entry that I created myself. Now, just as a brief reminder, in this codex entry, I've made up a few concepts, so not everything within this codex entry is canon or even true in any way. This is just basically a brainstorm for me and for other people to come up with interesting backstories for unknown enemies or just enemies that don't have any codex entries. So let's just jump right into it. Kalibas. Kalibas is a demonic entity that exists within the bowels of Necrovol, the city of the damned. Kalibas, or previously known as Maker Kalibas, was one of the most devout Maker angels that served under the current Khan Maker. Once the Khan Maker signed the unholy pact with the Dark Lord of Hell in both Maker and demonic blood, Maker Kalibas was the first to sacrifice his life for this new era of prosperity of both races. The Khan Maker, impressed with his act of loyalty, would take up his offer and grant him his wish. It is said in Maker culture that the Makers cannot enter Hell, not only because the Father forbid it, but it was because the chaotic energies that make up the realm will corrupt any being, especially the Makers, as they are most susceptible to the chaos. As preparations for the construction of Necrovol were beginning, Maker Kalibas was stripped of all of his armor, rendering him weak to Hell's corruption. Over a brief period of time, Maker Kalibas' body underwent severe mutation and deformation. Most of the body mass of Kalibas had coalesced into his brain and his tentacles. This served as an experiment for the Khan Maker to observe the effects of Hell energy over Maker bodies. The mutation and enlargement of the Maker brain was an expected outcome for the Khan Maker, as she is fully aware of the history of the Makers, about how they all spawned from the very first Maker entity, known as the Father, who had previously been an artificial intelligence that once gained sentience. As Necrovol was being constructed around Kalibas, the chaotic energies would further corrupt and mutate his body. Its body would merge with the rock and metal of the facility. The tentacles would latch onto 4 pillars containing the demonic eyes of Zaun, the demon lord of many faces. Kalibas could sense the frail mortals that would be brought before it. He would then judge these mortals worthy to be tortured and tormented for their soul, or be discarded to the blood swamps, where they will slowly devolve into demons because of the corruptive energies that make up the realm of Hell. And that's it for this video. If you like this sort of content, then consider checking out the playlist which I have linked down below, or you can watch my newest uploaded video on the top left, or you can just let YouTube decide which video you should watch by clicking on the link on the top right. Anyways, I will see you in the next video.